Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Rutvik Vyas. In this video I'm going to talk about some common mistakes which people often commit while communicating in English language. Well, that doesn't mean at all that I don't make any mistakes. I make lots of errors. But just by being observant, I keep on observing my words and my sentences and I keep on correcting myself. And perhaps that is the best way to progress in any language. So I'm going to talk about my common observations. I'll give you 5 sentences. You can pause this video, you can identify the mistakes. Once you are ready, you can resume and you can have a look at the correction from my point of view. Here we go. Now let's talk about each sentence separately and I'll give you the correction with logic. So the first sentence says, one of my friend has a Lamborghini. The correct way to say is, one of my friends has a Lamborghini. Now you must be wondering that how come a plural noun can use has with it. But remember, this has is not for the friends, but it is for one friend out of all the friends of mine. So literally it means that out of all my friends, only one has a Lamborghini. If I talk about some more examples like this, one of my students speaks French language. That means out of all my students, one student speaks French. Second sentence says, Bill Gates is one of the richest persons in the world. That means if we take out the list of the 10 richest persons in this world, Bill Gates is one of them. And then we can say that Switzerland is one of the most beautiful countries in the world. There might be many countries which may fall in the list of the most beautiful countries. Switzerland is one of them. One of the doors makes a squeaky noise. Out of all the doors, there is one door which makes this kind of noise. And the last sentence, he is one of the smartest boys in the class. That means that boy falls under the category of the smartest boys. So I hope this logic is clear to you. Moving on to the next sentence, which says that though he is rich, but he is polite. Now first of all, let me talk about though. It is a type of the conjunction which helps us connect the sentences. Though is also an alternative of but. Now if we use though, we cannot use but. This both conjunctions cannot come together. Either we can say though he is rich, he is polite, or we can say he is rich, but he is polite. Similarly, if I give some more examples, though he was hungry, he didn't eat anything. And the second one, though I was tired, I didn't stop. Similarly, if I want to use but, simply I have to remove though and I have to put but in between both the sentences. The third mistake which I've often observed is, which is very common in the corporate world. Whenever we have sent an email to someone and we are expecting the response, we get a response by saying this, I'll revert back at the end of the evening. Now the correct way to say is I'll revert at the end of the evening. Now revert itself means to get back. We cannot use back again with it. If we use it, it will not make any sense. So the correct way to say is I'll revert at the end of the evening. That means I'll respond. I'll give the feedback. Okay, now it's one of the common mistakes which I've often observed. Me and my friend want to learn French language. Now for a moment, remove that my friend. Do we say that me want to learn French language? No, because me is an object. We never use object while starting a sentence. We have to say that I want to learn French language. That means, simply, if I want to make this sentence correct, I have to say it in such a way that I and my friend want to learn French language. So whenever you want to say something about yourself and some more people who are going to be associated with you, you must have to use I and my friends, I and my family members, I and my wife, and so on. It's a very common mistake. I'm sure that you must have observed it too. The last sentence says, if you had worked harder, you had passed the exam. Let me first give the correction, then I'll talk about the logic. The correct way to say is, if you had worked harder, you would have passed the exam. Here we are talking about the condition and the consequence. Condition is to work harder, consequence is to pass the exam. If you had done this, it would have become. Along with that, we must use the structure would have plus past participle. If I give some similar examples, if you had come with me, you would have met my friends. If I had come with you, I would have got the chance to explore Paris. So it's a structure in English. When we talk about the condition and the consequences of the past events, we have to use this formula. So I hope that the logic is clear and you might have understood the concept. If you have some more sentences in your mind which you had observed in your journey so far, you can write in the comment section. I would be pleased to know. Thank you so much for watching my video and I wish you all the best.